This is her first Christmas without her mom. She's preparing the dinner alone. She sets a chair for her mother anyway. She spends Christmas Eve placing one unsold item scarf on the empty chair, every detail filled with memories of laughter and warmth. Then she finds out. Her family sold her mother's belongings without telling her. Everything she loved. Gone. No respect. No warning. Just cold, careless betrayal. She could yell. She could cry. But instead, she stays silent. She sets the only unsold item scarf on the chair. Her mother's chair. Her mother's presence. Did you ever feel completely alone? On the night that was supposed to be magical. That's what happened to Emily Parker. Her family left her behind, claiming she was too dramatic for Christmas. But what happened next would change everything. The silence is deafening, louder than any argument. Her grief turns into quiet power. Tomorrow, her family will see what their greed cost them. And for the first time, they will feel her pain. Her revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. It's unforgettable. The kitchen smells of cinnamon slowly. The oven hums quietly, warmth in air. I stir the pot, hands trembling slightly. Every motion reminds me of her. My mother's laughter echoes softly in memory. But this year, it's just me. The table is set for 2 chairs. One for me, one for her. Her favorite scarf drapes the empty seat. The lamp flickers gently above the table. The house feels cold, quiet, too empty. Outside, snow falls softly against dark windows. I taste the sauce, too salty, too bland. I force a smile, whisper her name. Mom, I hope you can see me. The tears gather unbidden against my lashes. I hear the front door slam faintly. My family. Gone. Without even saying goodbye, their voices laugh in my memory sharply. This is dramatic. My sister had said, "Christmas isn't about crying," my aunt mocked. I set another plate, imagining their absence, their greed, their betrayal, sharp as broken glass. Every corner of the house whispers their lies. I pull the scarf tighter around my neck. It smells faintly of her perfume still. I breathe deeply, trying to steady my heart. Outside, the wind howls like a warning. Inside, the silence presses heavier than grief, and I let it fill me completely. Then I see the box of her belongings. Empty shelves. Cabinets stripped. Drawers opened. Her jewelry gone. Her photos sold. They didn't even leave a note. Not a single word of respect, of memory. Just greed wrapped in holiday cheer. I sit slowly, scarf in hand, staring. The snow beats lightly against the window. My heart pounds with quiet fury inside. I could scream. I could call them. I could cry until my throat breaks. But instead, I do something else. I walk to the empty chair deliberately. Place the scarf neatly on the seat. Fold it carefully, as if she were sitting. Light a candle next to it softly. The flame flickers over the folds of fabric. The room feels alive and quiet. Powerful. I step back and breathe slowly, deeply. Every instinct tells me to speak, shout, but silence is stronger, sharper enough. Tomorrow, my family will feel the weight. Tomorrow, they will see what they've done. Tomorrow. Revenge begins quietly, beautifully, perfectly. The snow keeps falling, relentless, patient, pure. I sit, hands clasped, watching shadows dance. Every heartbeat echoes in the empty house. I whisper her name once more, softly. This is yours, Mom. Always yours. Always mine. And in that silence, I feel power rising. The morning sun filters softly through blinds. Dust motes float lazily in the warm light. I rise slowly, feeling the weight in my chest. The scarf sits on the chair, untouched, glowing faintly. Its folds smell faintly of my mother's perfume. I walk to the kitchen, stirring my coffee slowly. The mug feels heavy, grounding, comforting in my hands. I glance at the empty plates from last night. They remind me how alone I was here yesterday. How my family abandoned me without a second thought. I hear footsteps crunching lightly on the snow outside. The front door opens with a polite but hollow creak. I know the sounds, they are familiar, yet foreign now. My family is here, cheerful, pretending everything is normal. They step in with smiles that don't reach their eyes. "Good morning, Emily," my sister says, voice bright. Her tone is sharp, forced, brittle with pretense. "Christmas is for everyone," she adds, eyes flicking past me. I nod calmly, letting her words wash over silently. I can feel the undercurrent of judgment always present. They bustle past me, laughing softly with each other. I notice their hands brushing over the new gifts gleaming. The thought of their greed rises quietly inside me. Every careless laugh lands heavy, slicing through my chest. But I remain calm, collected, the storm under control. I serve them tea, placing cups carefully on coasters. The aroma of cinnamon, nutmeg, and freshly baked bread fills the air, a fragile attempt at holiday warmth. They barely acknowledge my presence, talking over me quickly. I watch each movement, storing each slight and sneer. I glance at the empty chair where my mother sat. The candle flickers beside the scarf, shadows dancing softly. I let the room fill with silence around her memory. No one notices, no one asks. I allow them to feel the oblivion of their neglect. I recall every moment from the past year sharply. Every whispered plan, every sly smile, every secret lie. The family meeting where they decided to sell everything. The cold, calculating way they ignored my grief. They didn't care about memories, love, or respect. I let a slow, quiet fury rise inside me. It simmers beneath my calm, like coals in the hearth. This Christmas, I will not cry aloud or plead. I will make them feel the weight of their actions. My revenge will be deliberate, careful, silent, but undeniable. I walk to the box in the corner slowly. It contains the last unsold item of my mother's. The scarf's matching gloves folded neatly with care. I lift them, feeling their warmth and memory. Every stitch reminds me of her touch, her love. I place the gloves carefully atop the scarf. The candlelight glows over the folds, shadows stretching. My hands linger briefly, tracing the soft fabric. I step back, letting the room absorb my message. Silence hangs heavy, but I do not break it. They continue to chatter, oblivious to what I've done. Their laughter rings hollow, unaware of the silent power growing. I smile faintly, knowing the truth is mine to hold. The scarf and gloves are more than cloth. They are proof. Proof of memory, love, and my mother's intentions. I imagine their confusion when they finally notice it. The unease that will rise when they realize the truth. Tomorrow they will feel the weight of their actions. The candle will burn longer, shadows will stretch wider, and I will sit quietly, unshaken in the center of it. I allow myself a deep breath, calming the tension. My heartbeat steadies, each pulse reminding me of patience. This is my power, my revenge, my quiet victory. Not loud, not cruel, but perfect in its timing. I let the silence speak louder than any words ever could. I glance at the clock, slow hands ticking forward. Evening will come, shadows will grow deeper, colder. The house will be filled with their laughter and lies. But I will remain calm, quiet, resolute, prepared. My mother's memory guides me, steady and unyielding. I pour another cup of tea carefully, slowly sipping. The warmth soothes, but does not erase the anger. I feel every slight, every betrayal, every empty glance. I let it settle into a quiet, potent resolve. Tomorrow, they will see the consequences of ignoring me. I sit for a moment, scarf and gloves in view. The candle flickers, shadows stretching across the wall. The room holds my grief, my power, my love. Every detail is deliberate, every moment purposeful, silent. They will understand eventually what they've lost and what I've kept. Outside, the snow falls, relentless, patient, pure. Inside, my heartbeat echoes softly in quiet strength. I whisper my mother's name softly, reverently, quietly. This is yours, Mom. Always yours. Always mine. And in that silence, my revenge begins quietly, perfectly, fully. Evening falls, shadows stretching across the walls. The house feels heavier, dense with quiet tension. I watch my family laugh in another room. They are oblivious to the silent message before them. The scarf and gloves sit neatly, untouched, glowing faintly. My mother's scent lingers in the folds of fabric. It reminds me of warmth, love, and years gone. The kettle whistles softly, breaking the calm, deliberate silence. I pour another cup, feeling the heat in my hands. It grounds me, steadying the storm inside. They chatter about meaningless things, unaware of their theft. Their words brush past me like needles in my skin. Every laugh, every careless remark fuels the fire quietly. I remember their greed from the moment they arrived. The letters, the jewelry, the trinkets, they took everything. I set down the tea, hands trembling slightly. Not from weakness, but from the weight of fury. I glance at the empty chair again, imagining her there. Her presence is strong, even in absence, silent and firm. I feel her guiding me, whispering patience and purpose. I decide it is time to speak carefully measured words. The room quiets slightly as I clear my throat softly. I have something to show you, I say, gently, calmly. Their eyes flick to me, a mix of curiosity and impatience. They do not yet understand what is about to happen. I walk slowly to the chair, placing the scarf deliberately. Gloves rest neatly on top, folded with care. Candlelight glows over the fabrics, shadows dancing around it. I stand tall, letting my silence carry the weight fully. Every glance, every movement is deliberate, purposeful, slow. Do you see this? I ask, voice steady but quiet. Their laughter falters slightly, confused, glancing at each other. It's the last thing Mother touched before she passed. I watch as the weight of the words begins to settle. Confusion, disbelief, guilt. They are creeping slowly into their expressions. My sister clears her throat, trying to regain control. It's just a scarf, Emily. Don't overreact. I let a slow smile curve across my face, soft, knowing. I'm not overreacting. This is everything you ignored. The room goes still, thick with tension and quiet shame. I step closer to the scarf, touching it lightly. Every movement deliberate, controlled, meant to make them watch. You've sold her belongings without even telling me, I continue. Their faces shift, shock, guilt, anger mixed and raw. I let them feel the weight of every betrayal fully. I could scream, I could cry, I could fight. But instead, I chose to remember her, I whisper. The words hang heavy in the room, impossible to ignore. I see my mother in every shadow, every flicker of candlelight. Her presence feels strong, guiding me, lending quiet strength. They shuffle uneasily, realizing they cannot deflect this truth. Their greed and laughter crumble under the weight of reality. I let them stew in the discomfort they created. This is my revenge, not anger, not violence, not shouting. It is quiet, thoughtful, painful, indelible. I step back, giving them room to face themselves. The scarf and gloves are simple, ordinary, yet powerful. Every stitch speaks of love, memory, and respect they stole. Every fold, every shadow on the candlelit table whispers truth. Their eyes begin to water, though some refuse to admit it. Mother trusted me to keep her memory alive. I continue. You all cared only about what you could take. Their silence is deafening now, heavier than snow outside. I feel satisfaction, not in cruelty, but in truth, delivered. For the first time, they see what they lost. I remain calm, quiet, letting the room settle around me. The fire in the hearth crackles, echoing softly in the space. Outside, the snow continues to fall, relentless and patient. Inside, my heart is steady, strong, filled with quiet power. I have taken control not with anger, but with dignity. They try to speak, stumble over words, falter in tone. I let them flounder. I do not intervene, not yet. This is their moment to feel what they caused fully. Every glance at the scarf, every breath they take, reminds them of love they cannot reclaim, respect they lost. I see tears in my sister's eyes, guilt, thin and raw. My brother shifts uncomfortably, trying to mask shame with pride. I do not speak further. Let the silence deepen and linger. It is my weapon, sharper than any shouting ever could be. They will remember this Christmas not for gifts, but for truth. I sit slowly at the table, hands folded in quiet. The scarf glows faintly in the candlelight, a reminder of her. I breathe deeply, feeling grief, love, and justice all mingling. This is my revenge, quiet, thoughtful, meaningful, perfectly delivered. They will not forget this. They cannot opt evening deepens. Snow blankets, the yard, soft, patient, pure. The house is heavy with tension, love, grief, and memory. I feel my mother's presence stronger than ever before. Her voice is in every flicker, every shadow, every corner. And I know. Silence can speak louder than any words. The room is silent, thick with the weight of what I said. My family stares at the scarf and gloves, frozen. I can see their shame, guilt, and disbelief mingling. They never expected me to speak so calmly. They never expected me to hold the power quietly. My sister's hands tremble slightly as she reaches toward the scarf. I step back, letting her hesitate, letting her feel the moment. Her eyes meet mine, wide, uncertain, almost afraid. You kept this," she whispers, voice breaking. I nod slowly, letting the silence speak louder than words. The candle flickers between us, casting shadows on the walls. Shadows stretch across their faces, revealing their masks slipping. I feel my heart steady, every beat precise, controlled. I am no longer the girl who cried silently before. I am the woman who observes, calculates, and delivers justice. My brother clears his throat, trying to regain composure. "Emily, we didn't mean," but I cut him off with a slow shake of my head. "No, don't speak. Just feel it. Feel the betrayal, the disregard, the greed." I walk slowly around the table, deliberate and calm. Each step echoes softly on the hardwood floors. They shift uncomfortably, realizing their laughter yesterday was a lie. Everything they took, everything they ignored, is reflected here. The scarf is more than fabric, it is a mirror. I pause, letting my mother's memory fill the room. Her presence is stronger than ever in the quiet candlelight. I feel her pride, her love, guiding me, steadying me. And I know the family cannot hide from truth. Every glance, every breath, every flicker of shadow reminds them. I pick up the scarf gently, running my fingers over the folds. The gloves rest neatly on top, perfect and untouched. I could have screamed, cried, begged, or fought, I whisper. But instead, I chose silence. Silence that carries the weight you never acknowledged. My sister swallows, tears welling, finally breaking her mask. I didn't know." She stammers, unable to continue. My brother looks away, shame written plainly across his face. Even my aunt's lips press together, eyes darting like hunted animals. They all feel it now, the depth of their betrayal. I step back from the table, letting them face it fully. I feel a quiet power settle into my bones. The scarf glows softly in the flickering candlelight. Outside, the snow falls endlessly, patient, unyielding, pure. Inside, my revenge is perfect in its quiet subtlety. I pour a cup of tea, hands steady, eyes sharp. I watch as their expressions shift slowly, uncomfortably. The room is heavy with emotion, regret, guilt, confusion. They will remember this Christmas not for gifts or cheer, but for the truth they tried to bury and cannot escape. I sit down finally, hands folded over my lap. The scarf remains in place, a silent testament of love. The gloves lie neatly on top, untouched, a quiet reminder. Every stitch, every fold carries my mother's presence. Every shadow, every flicker carries the weight of justice delivered. My sister finally speaks, voice small, barely audible. I'm sorry, Emily." I nod, letting her words linger in the silence. No grand forgiveness, no hugs, no fake smiles. Just acknowledgement, the first step toward what they must feel. I sip my tea, calm, collected, the storm inside tempered. My mother's memory is alive in the scarf, in the candlelight. The family's silence stretches long, heavy, meaningful. They cannot erase it, cannot ignore it, cannot pretend. And that is my revenge. Quiet, thoughtful, undeniable, undeniable. Evening deepens. The snow continues to fall outside. The room is still heavy, charged with unspoken truths. My heart is steady, my mind sharp, my soul strong. I finally feel the weight of my power settling. This Christmas, I do not need their love to survive. The scarf glows softly, the gloves gleam faintly in candlelight. I whisper to the empty chair, my mother's presence near. You are safe with me, always. And this, they will never take. In that moment, I know my silence has spoken louder than any words. The candle flickers, shadows dancing slowly. My family's eyes dart everywhere. Their silence feels heavier than snow. They cannot pretend anymore, cannot hide. I stand, scarf in hand firmly. This was the last thing Mother touched. The words hang, sharp, undeniable. Every heartbeat echoes through the tense room. My sister swallows, voice trembling softly. I didn't know, she whispers. I shake my head slowly, deliberately. Now you know. Feel it fully. My brother shifts uncomfortably in place. He avoids my gaze, ashamed, guilty. Every piece of greed and laughter they carried here before burned away silently. I place the scarf on the chair, the gloves atop it, folded carefully. It's not yours to claim anymore. My tone is steady, quiet, piercing. My aunt exhales sharply, realizations sinking. They finally see what they've lost. Not money, not things, but memory. And for the first time, remorse. The room feels smaller, tighter, heavier. Snow presses against the window, relentless, patient. The flame flickers brighter for a moment. I hear her voice in the quiet. Emily, my love. Protect it always, I whisper, tears spilling slowly, quietly. The scarf holds warmth, presence, and memory. It is mine. Her memory's safe. They fidget, guilty, uncomfortably aware. Every glance at the chair, dagger-like. Every breath, a reminder of their betrayal. This is their punishment. Silent, perfect. True. I step back, letting silence dominate fully. It is stronger than anger, sharper than revenge. I sip tea slowly, deliberately, intentionally. My hand steady, heart calm, soul unbroken. My words are done. I finally say, they can't take what they don't deserve. No arguing, no yelling, no pleading, just truth. And they feel it finally. My sister sobs quietly, covering her face. My brother avoids eye contact, guilt heavy. My aunt shakes, realizing damage irrevocable. I let them feel it all. I glance at the scarf again softly. It glows faintly, pure, resilient in candlelight. Mother's presence is alive, strong, unyielding here. It protects me, shields me, comforts me. I breathe deeply, allowing peace to settle. The snow outside reflects the light softly. I feel grief, love, and justice mingling. I feel quiet triumph rising gently inside. They have nothing. No words, no excuse. Just silence and the weight of loss. They will remember this Christmas forever. The lesson: greed never honors love. I fold the scarf carefully, placing it on lap. The candle flickers one last time, unwavering. I whisper to the empty chair softly, you are safe with me always. They do not speak, cannot undo this, and I do not need them to. The house is mine, Mother's memory safe. The quiet revenge is complete, perfect. Final. Tears fall freely, not from anger, but from love, grief, and release. Finally, I smile faintly, heart full, calm, steady. This Christmas is ours. Our memory survives, and that's when I realize fully, sometimes silence is the loudest answer.